Hey y'all, it's me, JD. Well, now me and my wife, we just got back from a little fishing trip. We drove up to Myrtle Beach to fish off the pier for the long President's Day weekend. Yeah, we hooked the camper up Saturday morning and left out of here right early and got down there and got set up. And well, we went down to the pier. I reckon it's about 3 or 4 in the afternoon and had the whole pier to ourselves, except there was one feller sitting over in the corner there by himself. So we fished till, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock that night, I reckon. Packed everything up. That same feller still sitting there on the pier. We got up the next morning, Sunday morning there, right about daylight. Went on out there, started fishing. That same feller sitting in the same spot on the pier, still fishing. We fished there all day, all evening. We fished till about 1 in the morning. When we came on back to the camper, that fella was still sitting there on the pier. So, got up Monday morning, about daylight, went back out there. Same fella still sitting there on the pier. We fished 2 or 3 hours and had to come on back because we had to get the camper, get off the campground, come on back home. So we packed everything up, and so we decided before we drove home we'd stop and have us a beer or 12 for the road. So we pulled into one of them little bars there and went in the bar. Nobody was in there. Looked down at the end of the bar, there was one fella sitting down there. And darn if it wasn't a fella that had been sitting on the pier all weekend. So I decided I'd go down there and talk with him. So I went out there, I says, hey fella, how you doing? He says, oh, I'm doing just fine. I says, are you from around here? He says, no. He says, I'm from Connecticut. He says, I'm actually down here on my honeymoon. I says, your honeymoon? He says, oh yeah, he says, we got a real nice honeymoon suite there in one of them real fancy hotels right down the street there. I says, well, if you don't mind me asking, how come you ain't up in your honeymoon suite having relations with your new wife? He says, well, I can't do that. He says, she's got a bad case of gonorrhea. I says, oh. I says, well, why ain't you laying in the bed with her drinking some wine and eating some chocolate-covered strawberries and laying there snuggling with her watching TV? He says, no. He says, I can't do that neither. He said, she got a bad case of diarrhea. I said, oh. I says, well, did you give her a big wet kiss before you left? He says, no, I can't do that neither. He says, she got a bad case of pyorrhea. I said, gonorrhea, diarrhea, pyorrhea? I said, if you don't mind me asking, what'd you marry a woman like that for? He says, well, she's also got a bad case of the worms, and you know how I love to fish. Well, now, if you like my joke, I'd like for you to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. Check out my YouTube channel. Got lots of jokes and parodies there. If you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And if you're one of them offended little snowflakes, well, always remember this. There is no I in team, but there is a U in suck. So pave the rainforest, save the Jews, nuke the whales, sit down, shut up, and quit ruining my life. Until next time, y'all keep them straight up there.